Welcome back, and thank you for listening to It's On Us podcast. On this episode, with our guest Anton, we talk a lot about basketball and how he views the game and so much more. So thank you for listening, and remember to like, subscribe, and review us on all major podcast platforms.
Question for you guys.
What's up?
What is the most toxic thing somebody's ever said to you?
Toxic? Oh, shit.
Toxic.
Some random girl told me that she couldn't talk to me at work because I was a Scorpio. And she had dated so many Scorpios that she couldn't even, look at me.
What the?
And I had no clue who this chick was at all. It was like her first day at work.
Wow. Man, who hurt her?
Somebody I could just tell you're a Scorpio.
I'm offended.
Because I started just yelling at somebody about something. Said, I could just tell you're a Scorpio. I'm like, huh?
Okay, there we go. A little context.
What is wrong with Scorpios? There's nothing wrong with us.
You ever had a
She
conversation
felt your vibe,
like
though.
Somebody come up to you like, oh, when were you born? Oh, I'm a Cancer. Oh, I can't fuck with you. Like, what is that?
Like, oh, I knew it.
I'm not a fan of that because I'm too chill to even care about any of that, man. Like, Sagittarius supposed to be this, that, and third. I'm like, I don't really sound like me, I don't know. I didn't control what I happened to come out or be conceived. I was just there.
You got to talk to my parents about that one.
Yeah,
Jacob, for you?
I've been told I was ungrateful.
Ooh,
wow. Damn.
What were
Now,
you
are you
ungrateful
sure
for?
is that
Though?
like
It was
toxic, or you was just being ungrateful?
No,
What's the
I got it.
difference?
I got into it with one of my parents, and we got into an argument. And I seen things of the situation one way, she seen it the other, and she said,
So your mom then.
"Yeah."
That sounds like a mom thing.
Yeah, you said your parent, and then you said she.
her, yeah.
So.
You don't
But, yeah.
understand, Mom. All right.
Oh yeah. So yeah. No, it wasn't even like that. Fuck you. But whatever. Yeah.
I got you. No, I mean, people say toxic. shit
It
all the
fucked
time.
with me for about a day or two.
Like
I
you
was
wanted chicken fingers and she made you mac and cheese and you
Sure, John,
complained.
that's
That's the
I said,
story.
goddamn chicken fingers, Mom.
You're fucking ungrateful.
I can't say that.
So you probably eat fish sticks and all that, right?
No, I don't eat fish sticks.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with fish sticks? I don't like fish sticks.
No, I don't like fish sticks actually.
Oh, okay.
What about you, John?
Me? I don't know. Toxic shit. Well, at my first job, my boss was like, I put my 2 weeks in as my last day. He was like, "You'll be back." The whole day, he was like, "You'll be back. You'll be back." No, I'm not worried about it. You'll be back. Because I was trying to give him my shit. I'm like, "Here's my hat, my whatever."
Yeah.
No, you'll be back. I'm like, "No, I won't." And I did not go back.
He wanted you bad though.
Yeah, because no, he was just saying that because I don't know. He probably just saw that I was whatever. He was like, "No, you're nothing more than this." Like, no, I'm gone. So,
Damn.
Yeah, that's bad.
that's like that's the only thing right now I can think of toxic. But
Clifton.
I'm a selfish, lazy asshole.
Oh shit.
You see how you just knew it off the list, though?
That was a personal attack. Somebody told you this.
Yeah, I mean,
You
to
wrote
me,
that
that's
shit down.
no, I mean, it ain't that. It's not that I wrote it down. It's just while all y'all was talking.
no, I'm saying like you wrote like
Yeah, and I was just like, what's the most toxic thing? I'm a selfish, lazy asshole, and I know that's like the contrary to like what I am. I'm selfless. I'm compliant. You know what I mean? Can I be an asshole? Yeah. I mean, everybody's an asshole sometimes. So, I mean, I get that part. And lazy, that I am not. I am not lazy. To be where I'm at right now, I can't be lazy. So
damn all that
That's
in
cool.
one sentence. So like selfish, lazy asshole. That's a
Yeah.
3-piece combo right there.
Stab. Michael Myers stab.
It's all right, man.
I don't know.
Some people just say shit that they don't mean. And even if they do mean it, fuck them.
No, it's a fact though.
I like that logic.
So for me, something toxic. When people come up to me and say, "Hey, you should have a kid already." Why would I have a kid just because? Like, no. If I can plan my shit, I'm gonna plan my shit. Don't force me.
Don't plan it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Like people put these weird expectations on you of what they think you should live your life, like how you should live your life. Like no, that's not how it's supposed to go. So
As I've been saying, if you ask me when I'm having a kid, I'm gonna ask you to send a check or send a Cash App, Zelle, anything like that. Then we can talk about that.
you know how much a kid costs?
Exactly.
Just to have the kid.
A
Just to
lot.
have it?
It was
lot.
like $8,000 or something, or more than that. If you
Yeah.
$8,000.
I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, them hospitals don't play with you.
At that
Just to
point,
have
you
the
gotta,
thing.
you gotta give a home birth. You gotta do everything natural, bro.
Put you in the bathtub.
Yep.
Here's some Epsom salt. Help that little thing out.
Relax your muscles a little bit. You seem a little tense. I got you. No.
You come in there with an apron on.
Turn
Let's
him
do
into
this.
a baby shark. You coming out in salt water and shit.
Right.
Play some DMX in the background. You got this. Just push. That's funny,
push
bro. Jacob,
You a hype man? You a hype man? You a doctor?
All that. 3-piece combo. Go ahead, Jacob.
Thank you for joining us for another episode of It's On Us. Today we have a guest host, Mr. Anton Harris. Along with him, we got our usual guy, Ash.
Yo.
Mr. John.
What's going on?
That guy, Cliff.
Yay.
And nephew.
Yo.
You introduce yourself, the Glizzy.
Oh, the Glizzy guy, Jake Diaz.
He gives himself these nicknames.
No,
like,
I
he
did
tried
not.
to call himself the Glue.
I am the fucking glue.
How?
The Glizzy Glue.
Let's. All right.
We talk about that all the time.
Yeah.
John, take over.
Now wait a minute, Anton. Congratulations! You are the first-time second guest of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show.
Friend of the show. Yes.
Like I told him beforehand, Fast and Furious style. At least part 10.
All right, this is Too Fast, Too Furious. So we gotta.
Yeah, we can go to outer space and all that.
They really in outer space though? I stopped watching after.
I stopped watching after like 6.
I stopped watching after Paul Walker died because I was like, all right, bro. Like, why is Dominic Toretto a super spy now? I thought he was just from the hood and he just drove and stole cars. I didn't know you was like a licensed like CIA
right.
Right, you've been an op the whole time.
Yeah, like you been an op, like cause everybody be like, hey man, you know that guy.
And that was
Dominic
his whole
Toretto?
beef with thing in the
Right.
movie too. It's like he ain't like him because he was a cop undercover.
How he a cop?
Now they're like grabbing cars and shit, like catching cars.
Yeah, I seen that on the trailer. I'm like, oh, so you can catch a car like barehanded now? I'm like, oh, he's
Bro,
a
that's
vendor now.
superheroes,
Like,
bro.
That whole movie was nuts. I seen
They
it.
cross in different like universes. Just to try to-
We need like an Avengers like crossover.
Because that's definitely what Dominic Toretto wants. I guarantee you.
I seen one that they're bringing like dinosaurs or some shit into it too. Like it's like supposed to be like Jurassic Park, like or some shit. Like
No.
Jurassic Park meets Fast and Furious.
I swear to
I think
God.
they should do that. They should do like how Scary Movie was just kind of like mashes of things. Like if they do like a Fast and Furious, like who you want to be in
like
there?
the scary movie, like the comedy
Like
one.
parodies.
See,
pretty
that's
much.
different though. Yeah.
Like a parody. That is like all right. Look, everybody
But
wants
how,
it.
how are we period that? We're just supposed to be drag racing. That's how we started. Like,
Right,
how
we
we
just
just
like
drag
racing for each other.
Some
beef
stolen
slips and
parts,
shit.
drag racing, and now we're just like, hey, somebody stole this. We need you to go receive it.
A vault. Remember the one with the vault? They had like
fucking
the.
vault that they robbed.
that's the last one I watched. That was fire though.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Their action sequences do be fine.
Oh, yeah, they're
like,
accurate.
like they special effects be incredible. It's just like wildly unrealistic. Like, all right, bro, y'all. Even though that looks great, y'all really, y'all did
Pushing the envelope.
Right.
Yeah, we pushing the envelope here. Pretty sure like everybody died after these car accidents.
Hell yeah.
Y'all been getting rattled in these cars for years, bro. I know y'all. ain't
Insurance
walking-
is impeccably high.
Can you imagine the
Bones should
rates,
be
bro?
brittle.
Oh my god, you probably like 700.
His State Farm agent's like, all right, let's have a seat and let's talk about your options. You've wrecked fucking 2,000 cars.
Not to mention the damage that you caused in the city capital. Yeah.
You have multiple lawsuits from every city you've been in.
Did I mention the warrant?
Oh yeah.
Fucking crazy, bro. All right, so just to touch on some topics that we have for today. Yesterday we got to experience Game 5 of the NBA Finals, and the Bucks had won. Right. So, what are your expectations going into Tuesday? Would be
Yeah,
next
Tuesday,
game?
9 o'clock.
If necessary, Thursday.
Oh wow, if necessary. Yeah,
If
that's
not,
right.
Got to sprinkle that in there.
If necessary.
I think, even though I want the Suns to win, I think the Bucks are going to pull it out in 6. I want the Suns to win, but I think the Bucks just got the momentum right now, winning. With 3 games in a row.
Yes,
Dude,
sir.
Them
Yes,
they would
sir.
have swept them
Three
if they
games
win
in
the
a
next
row.
one.
Yeah, 3
Right.
games in a row.
So with that momentum, and just Giannis, 2 games in a row where he has back-to-back major momentum plays. Sometimes you just can't change that.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
Now, what did they do last night? Because I know they were down by like 17 at like in the second quarter, third quarter.
First
So
quarter.
basically, the Suns came out very aggressive at the start. Like,
Hey,
oh
nigga.
no, it's our time. And we at home. Came out 60-point lead. Looked really good for them, and it was exactly what they needed at home. But before even the second half, the Bucks really responded, came back, and I don't know if they tied it up before the half.
No, they
but
took
I-
over the league.
I think they were up
Yeah, I
one.
think they up in like, because usually Cats will probably do that like in the second half, they'll overcome. But before the first half, they set a tone, saying like, no, we're not letting this happen. We're not giving you guys a moment, and we're taking it.
Rehear.
And ever since then, the Suns never really can properly like recover from it. And I don't think the Suns led after that. Once they got the lead back, the Suns, and then it got to a point where like the Bucks went up, and I know for it was a point of the game where the Suns couldn't get between 8 for like the last second half.
Wow.
They would get to 8 points, they would get it in single digits, couldn't break the barrier for basically like the whole second half. That's when I knew like they're not winning this game.
Mm-hmm. Now, was it Giannis and Middleton doing most of the lifting?
Drew
Honestly,
too.
Yeah, it was Drew.
I'm on the verse. It's really the Suns. They're losing their own games.
Because they are the better team all around.
I believe definitely they're the better team. I don't understand why they don't go with the whole build the wall around Giannis strategy. It worked for 2 years. He didn't properly respond to it from what I've seen. So they just kind of didn't do that. Don't understand that. Chris Paul's having some problems. Also, don't know why, but it seems to be the worst time to have it. But no, I've never seen this dude throw like careless passes before, like ever in his career. All of a sudden, his careless passes, his decision making seems like he's like flustered. So that's really my problem with the Suns is without him being a crucial piece, it's very hard for him to overcome the Bucks team.
Because he only had, 21 and 11 last night? So.
Yeah.
Which is still a crazy thing
got
to
a
say
good
he
question,
only
though.
had 21
Right, only
and 11.
what?
With Sarge being gone, though, do you think they have the personnel to build a wall, especially with the shooters Milwaukee got?
I don't think Milwaukee really has a lot of shooters. They have Chris Middleton, great shooter. Everybody else is kind of like really inconsistent from what I, especially
They are
from what I've
streaky
seen.
shooters. I know what you
So
mean.
there's people like Drew Holiday make shots, but like Drew Holiday isn't a knockdown shooter.
They had Bobby Portis on the wing last night. I'm like, oh,
He's not a
Cunnington,
knockdown. They're not.
Brooke Lopez hit one.
No, they hit shots. They're good shooters, but it's been times where I've seen them miss in crucial times throughout the playoffs where they needed it. Now they're tapped in now, but for me, it just be like, oh man, I'm scared of that dude on the wing.
Yeah.
No,
Right.
absolutely not.
So in one of my other group messages, somebody asked if Giannis does win this MVP, he's probably going to get the MVP for the finals. Yeah, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer
No.
with all his accolades?
As Giannis being my favorite player, I would say no. Giannis is great at what he does. Don't get me wrong. I like his attitude. I like his drive. I don't like that he don't ever try to work on his jumper. I don't like that. Especially when that was a problem where 2 years where he could have probably had maybe a finals appearance earlier, and he never was just like, well, at least let me try. I feel like he didn't do it. He is playing great in the finals, don't get me wrong. Back-to-back 40-point games. He's doing what works for him, and he's being inside of his own boat. He's not letting anybody. He doesn't let, like, outside words, like, affect him. Like, everybody else be like, letting the media be like, oh, man, I should be playing like this. He don't care about none of that. He just won a ring, so I do respect that. I can't get him first ballot Hall of Famer off the rip, though. But I am impressed, definitely so, because you can't display Chris Middleton. He should definitely be right there with him for finals.
Me personally, I was fighting tooth and nail to say that
Because
Middleton
for
should
my
be
guy,
the MVP.
he's been like really their glue. When they
He
have
wouldn't-
trouble, it's Chris. Like I
Yeah.
always said, at the end of the game, Chris Middleton needs to have the ball because he's the only person that can really consistently hit our free throws. So I wouldn't even be playing around with anybody like, because they just gonna foul Giannis and be like, well, see if you can make him. I wouldn't do that with Chris Middleton. Not to mention that dude's third quarter performances he been giving, where it be like 20-point third quarters, just taking over. Yeah, that's special right there. So he definitely got a good second player playing with him. So it can't just be all him. But I'm pretty sure he know that too. He appreciate that.
On the other side of that, I just got a question for the table. If Chris Paul doesn't win a ring, is he a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Yes.
No doubt.
He was gonna be one without it anyway, in my opinion. I really would like him to get the ring. I think it's crazy that if he don't get it in this fashion, I'll be a little disappointed. Just because I know he'll be sick that he didn't play like how he should be playing.
But he's also losing to the best player in the series, though. It's not like he losing to just any old body. Like, this is a young possible phenom we're looking at. He has 2 back-to-back MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year. If he's crowned champion, has a Finals MVP at the age of 26. That's a lot of good accolades.
That's what they were saying.
First defense, you know what I mean? He's been on All-NBA.
So I be liking stuff like that, but then I don't. Because
A lot of All-Star appearances.
everything be like, the accolades be so like,
Stacked up.
it be so like, don't get me wrong, they be impressive. But like, I mean, a lot of young cats are doing better things now. Like, yeah, he's 26. He'll be probably, what, is that making like the youngest Finals MVP? I would assume. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
he
I
did
think
it before.
Kawhi is.
Kawhi is.
Yeah, I think so.
When he won it against Miami, I think that he was younger than 26.
Okay.
But on not saying that he's going to be on GOAT status, I'm not claiming this, but he would have gotten this before Jordan and LeBron at the age of 26. So, you know what I mean? It takes him on a nice trajectory if he does want to be a considered GOAT someday.
True.
And his second player was Chris Middleton. So, you know, this was a earned ring. You can't say it was he had a bunch of players. He had Chris Middleton.
I respect
at the
that.
age of 26.
I do respect stuff like that because he was never like, build a super team or I need you to come play with me.
Right.
I like when players develop who they got with them and they can flourish together later because he been with Chris Middleton was been my guy. I think they was there when they lost all those games. They had like the worst record for them.
Right.
So I'll definitely always support that because that's how I feel like it should be. You should go out and get it out the mud. On that note, I want to diss my Pistons right now.
Oh shit!
Because the worst management decision team like ever also had Chris Middleton, and well, you see the result.
So real quick, then you said you like the Pistons. You think they're trading that first pick? And
if it's a bad thing to do for them, yes, they're going to do it. Of course, at this point, I don't have no faith in their management decisions until that whole management team gets scrapped. I imagine they're probably going to trade it for somebody washed up for all I know. They're better off taking the Cade Cunningham kid.
Yes, sir.
I think he said something like he's interested in going there. They, for some reason, keep taking people they take away from people that don't want to be there. Like Andre Drummond said, I want to be in Detroit. You trade him for nothing. Yeah. And they expect Blake Griffin.
Shit, we bought him out though, so I mean, at least y'all got something from us.
But I feel then we got like some fourth, second round picks or something. We ain't get nothing incredible.
We got absolutely nothing for it. Money on the books.
Hey man, we in the same boat then, I guess. Because I would like to personally diss Detroit Pistons. Whoever they're come on man, do better, please. Begging you, please.
Oh yeah, we see like the NBA is changing, even when like Team USA. And they've lost. They have a game today, actually.
Do they? Who are they going against tonight?
I'm not too sure. It's the last exhibition.
Please,
game.
Please don't lose.
Well, they won the last one. I think it's crazy the whole, even if because sometimes the media ain't always true, but if it was true, them complaining about not getting the same calls that they would get like in the league, I'm like that's soft. You shouldn't do that. I think that one of y'all should be more talented to these people because y'all, playing the best league in the world. So I don't think that should be a factor.
Facts.
I would shout out other countries. They do have now more NBA players than ever before. Like you will see the other team and be like, oh man, I didn't even know he was from that part of the world. So that do be dope. They are going to get higher competition. Don't get me wrong, but they shouldn't be complaining about not getting touch fouls. You should be able to play through that. And for the shooting. For the shooting that they have, I mean, maybe I don't know if Greg Popovich is not comfortable with this, but between Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, and Jason Tatum with a shorter 3-point line, I imagine he'll be, kind of lights out.
Yeah, buckets.
Yeah, if it's a shorter 3-point line for Damian Lillard, I mean, I could take extra step and still get 3 points. Right. They should be taking advantage of stuff like that. So
is it like a different ball and shit too? Like,
it's smaller.
Basketball's basketball, man.
Yeah, I was about to say,
especially for cats like them, don't matter nothing about that.
Because I wonder why they're losing it. I mean, maybe they're just not caring. Or
I just think they don't have enough time together.
Yeah,
chemistry.
That is as a whole. Thing. You do got to build chemistry. I would say that's true too, for sure. Gabe, chemistry played like a huge part in it. But I feel like with the talent that those guys have, I mean, you read off that five. What's the starting five? Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant, Bam Adebayo. I think Zach LaVine's in the starting lineup due to health and protocols. I know Bradley Beal's in the starting lineup, but he's out. When you start saying no names, I mean, they got to gel together. But it's like, it's all of our top guys out there, man. Like, I ain't know nobody that was on that Nigeria team. So
and they got that block on Durant. I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good block, but he can't be talking like, not like that to Kevin Durant. Because if you was talking like that, I mean, we got to see you come to the league then, sir. Don't get me wrong, great block. You helped your country, but
motherland defense.
Also, it's like, is the NBA like it's just getting more soft, or how should they be playing now? Because I feel like small little touches of the players, they are extra dramatic and they're taking away from the purity of the game. Like it's a rough game. Like you're beating up on each other, but still it's that's the basketball we like to see. You're over aggressive. An and one is an and one, not a little love tap. And it's
I feel like I agree with some of the analysts on TV. Other countries learn how to really play 5-man basketball. A lot of kids nowadays are growing up and learning how to play 1-on-1 or 2-on-2 pretty much, where you're running a high pick and roll screen or the kick and go. And that's pretty much basic. And if you're a star, you know what I mean? You can star in that quick and easy on the go offense. They don't know how to cut without the ball. They don't know how to set off ball screens. You know what I mean? And I mean, everybody knows how to do the back door, but again, that kind of goes with the 2-on-2 thing. So I feel like American players need to get back to the drawing board with X's and O's instead of kind of running like 2K. You know what I mean? It's like 2K on the court where you either shooting the three or you driving the ball getting a dunk. Like nobody tries to get a pick and pop in the mid range like how you see Phoenix doing. That's why Anton said, you know, they should be beating Milwaukee because they got a good offense for real. They're just not executing. And I like teams who play team basketball like that, where you're not just playing, you know, inside, outside. You're even doing it from the second level. Utilize that. That's why 90 players were nasty. They'll pick and pop real quick in the mid range. Kill you.
That's why I hate to come in, but I got to piggyback off that because that's a great statement. As far as
wait,
like,
hold on, wait. That's Jacob's favorite line. You did not just say that shit.
Really?
Oh, subconsciously, that's crazy. Yeah.
The
I haven't grown up with Jacob for a while, so he probably stole that from me.
Oh,
that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw that out there. But definitely what my guy Clifton said. As far as the 5-on-5 basketball, I do coach some kids, and you know I'm not saying that about my kids. Let them kids ACA forever. But yes, like. A lot of people see the game as it's just like it's really 1-on-1 and 2-on-2. Like, you know, don't matter what they do, it'll be like, well, I scored like 25. Like, but you lost by like 16. So, like, I mean,
But I had
don't
25, 10, and 12, bro. Like, that's what it is. Individual stats is how
and
it
now,
goes.
like, the individual stats is like, it's like they're king over everything. Like, I mean, oh, you're the greatest of all time. You have individual stats. It's like, well, what happened to winning? And like, and sometimes when it was about winning, it wasn't all about your stats. Like, you might be a great scorer, but there's certain times you got to realize there's other things you have to do besides score. Like, maybe it wasn't your time to score that possession. Maybe you had to D up. Maybe you had to, you know, run the play correctly. You know, maybe you have to use your scoring as a decoy so you can get more buckets. Like,
Exactly.
So it's not just about like,
Even though you're
oh
a
my
walking
god,
bucket.
like, yeah, I'm a walking bucket. Like nobody can stop me, but I mean, you can't stop the other 8 people on your team by yourself. So no matter who can't stop you, if you ain't about to stop 8 people, what does it matter? Like,
Exactly.
What are you going to do for me?
That's why I'm
You know what
excited
stat?
for.
Hold on, real quick. You know what stat actually falls like off the map really, and nobody really looks at it? I look at it in every 2K game. They actually have it, but they don't have it like an actual stats on your phone. Points responsible for. That stat is very important. That goes into your plus minus, and it adds up your actual points plus assists and how you affected plays and stuff. And I always try to make sure that my points responsible for is higher than the actual points scored for the player, because that means they were used to their highest capabilities. You don't want them to have 60 points and they're only responsible for 60 points. They should be responsible for 72 or 84, you know what I mean? Because they've been getting assists and affecting the game in other ways.
Because I play with cats who are strictly just like cats like that who don't like care about that stat. They will just shoot a lot of shots.
Exactly.
Like, well, I have 30 now, but I mean, you're never like more than 50% usually from a game, so you probably like 40%. So you probably shot all these shots, no assists. You didn't help anybody else score. We just watch you shoot all these shots, and we just lost.
Right.
And you about to tell me you the best person on the team? Like, I'm not feeling that. Like, that doesn't help the team. That doesn't help us.
That's why I'm excited for 3-on-3 basketball in the Olympics this year.
Most young players be confused, like, how in the hell I scored 32 points, but my plus minus is -5? Because those 32 points didn't affect the game.
And then we'll tell you, like, well, I think I should be in an all-star game. Like,
no.
Whoa. Don't get me wrong. You're good and all. You're great, but there's level to greatness. It's just as good as you are. Usually there could be somebody better at least at your level. So,
Right,
sometimes you
averaging
gotta,
like 5 less points, but has 7 more assists. So that's going to even out, you know what I mean? With at least 4 more rebounds and probably a steal and a block in there somewhere.
Then there's some players that don't like they'll probably be the player that they have like those, like they average probably like more points. Maybe they do average some more rebounds and assists, but they don't get. I mean, the other guy might just average just more points, but it's maybe like he said, the way he gets those points, the points he's responsible for. There's different things that you can see out there that's just not in the stat book. Like the NBA shouldn't be all about stats. I don't like that. Everything is stats this, a triple double this, and I can shoot from here, which is cool. And y'all got the skill and the well, y'all got the talent. Sometimes not the skill, but I mean, y'all got the talent, but it's also how you use it and using it smartly. So I'll give props to Giannis for that. He uses talent smartly, even though he can't shoot. He know what to do to get 40. He go out and do it with like no mid-range sharpness.
He about to get 50 on Tuesday.
But I mean, most NBA players have some type of flaw they're not perfect in. Like even like this to go like the Ben Simmons. Like I don't know how he feels about the media tears him like a new one every time. Like because it's like he can't shoot.
Yeah.
He doesn't belong where he is. So like for him to be such a young, like I don't think the younger NBA players have like the mentality to like withstand how the world is now. Like they feed into the social media so much, it's like you're taking away from you playing basketball. So like, how do you, Anton, feel about the mindset of like the newer generation coming up? Like some of them have the mama mentality, others are just like too sensitive, or how does that
take back work mama mentality? They don't have that.
They don't at all.
No disrespect to them, but that's a one-time mentality. Cats don't have that. I feel like the younger generation, they're interesting because they have the power to definitely be like some of the best players we ever seen, better than all the older players. Just like with any younger generation, it is a mindset thing because some of them either feel like they're bigger than they are, or they don't take the criticism well, like as a Ben Simmons, where people been telling you for years, like, hey, man, you might want to, work on some type of jumper, even if it's mid-range, something small that you can do that can at least make people, respect you out there on the court. He hasn't done it, and now it's really showing because the whole Philly process thing. That's why I thought it would never really work out, because him and Embiid already don't play the same style of basketball to begin with.
Right.
Embiid want to play slow, let me post up, let me handle it, and he want to play fast. So they don't already connect like that. Unless you ain't dishing it to him and your jumper ain't working, people really just be out there backing off that dude. Like, he ain't no threat. So I'm like, he's causing real problems for his teams. I think the younger generation could probably take some criticism better. The media do be doing too much, though. I will say that.
Right.
The media does seem to be like they do want to tear people up and to get their ratings up. They will tear a person down, and they do kind of be coming at the mental a little too hard.
Fuck them.
You seen the Estes thing with Ben Simmons?
Bro.
With the kids? They're like, he's built so many bricks this
That
playoffs.
shit
He
was
built
funny.
a refuge for. I'm like, oh, and they had kids on the
They
thing.
did like
Thank
him
you,
up,
Ben
though.
Simmons. Like, come on.
That's messed up.
But then also I would say this: do I think that's kind of cool? I mean, no, but I mean that's sports. It's how we grew up.
Right.
Then the response to that should be like, all right,
You should be
so
getting
you should be
better.
in the gym right now, every
Exactly.
night, just.
And it
If
go-
you don't like it, that should be your response to it. Not the response to be like, well, it don't matter because I got money.
Right.
It don't matter because I'm
and the
in an All-Star
analytics say
game next
this.
year.
And when the analytics are wrong, saying, well, my numbers are good, I am a great player based off what they're saying. We're the last generation that understand the eye test. Like, I don't care what you do with your numbers. My eyes tell me different, that these numbers are lying to me. And I feel like, like he said, he don't really like numbers. I believe it's half numbers, half eye test. If your numbers don't match what my eyes are seeing, you ain't doing something right. You know what I mean?
Because that be my problem. Like, you telling me your stats is so great, I be missing why the willing doesn't translate. Like, your stats are great, but you don't win. So then I try to really look at it and see the problem. Like with Paul George, like he had a great postseason to people. I thought it was okay.
Exactly.
I think he did have great numbers. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, he was down 3-1 twice. Like, that's not a great postseason.
Right.
That's terrifying.
Right.
I don't want to be in the postseason twice when I'm down 3-1. After last year, I just said, well, Paul, I'm about to come back working on my trainer that had me. He talked all that talk, so I'm like, yeah, he got to definitely ball out for it. But then I will see, just like he said with the eye test, you notice a lot of Paul George numbers come like when they down. Like, they'll be down like in that 16-point thing. Like, yeah, he balling out now. But then when it's time to really depend on dude, I don't see him no more. That's where the numbers don't matter. It'd be somebody else. Like when Terrence
be
Mann
with
came and
Kawhi,
saved him
ain't
in
it?
one game. I was like,
Garbage time
who is
numbers.
Terrence Mann? Why does he have 39 points? Paul George wasn't, even though it's good that, you let him flourish and everything like that, but Paul George wasn't there for them in that situation. He did have a great game that game, but the one that elevated him was somebody else. And that's something that you just see out there, not that you can just read between stats.
I was going to ask you this question because he was talking about the 3-on-3 basketball earlier. I was thinking about it. Should we send our young players to represent the USA in 3-on-3 so that way they can develop more than a 1-on-1 and 2-on-2 game? Like I would send, for instance, like Zion, Ja, and a big, so that way they can learn how to play actual 3-man basketball, and hopefully it can grow from there when they come back to their home team.
I would say no, because I like what you said earlier about us getting back to 5-on-5, because as you said, a lot of it is 1-on-1, it's ISO, and only pick and roll instead of like actual going away from like sets. Like, we actual set that can allow you pick and roll situations at this point in the set. Like, I feel like people don't do that no more. Like, I don't see a lot of people coming off of stagger screen, 2-man screens, elevator screens, or having just a constant flow of movement where you can do like, all right, now it's time for me to go isolation in this set.
Right.
People don't do that. It's just like, oh, here, pick and roll, isolation. Make it
Nobody
happen.
curls onto the wing and tries to get their shot from the elbow or nothing.
Nothing like that. It's all like, it's hard because I say that, but then I also can't knock it because, I mean, you do have a certain skill level that does allow you to do that. Like being able to go isolation in the whole game. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to hate on that. That's an incredible skill set to have. It's very hard. It's something I know I can never do. But at the same time, that doesn't always mean that it's a positive for your team every time you go to isolate the ball.
Right.
Because like I said, you don't score more than 50% of the time. It's only half. So there's other things you have to do to make up for that efficiency gap.
I guess it's just more so like getting back to like the foundation of like all the great players. Like they're not really flashy. It's just like solid, like turn
Like
around.
Kawhi Leonard is like a.
He's probably the perfect example of just like a basic basketball player, but he's so good at what he does. It's like you can't stop his mid-range pull-up because it's already like premeditated in his mind. So like, because they do reps of these, like thousands of reps of like, okay, I'm about to come off the elbow, one dribble maybe, and then it's a jumper every time.
The second thing I want to come out with the younger generation, I still love y'all though. What I said was important is the reps of like what they doing that translated to their success. A lot of younger cats don't put up the reps and then don't get the success and then wonder why. Well, like, well, I mean, I'm trying, but it's just, it's just not working. But I'm doing what I can, but you need to do what you can. Like off the court, you need to really like work on it. That's why I like pushing like my kids. Like, I mean, it's cool you want to do these things, but how often do you really work on this?
Yeah.
If you don't work on it, beforehand, it's not just going to magically work when you come into a game or even into practice. You got to work on it after practice, not in practice, during practice. You have to continuously put up the reps and keep working if you want to see some real results.
And you know what else? Because the people who make it to the league, those were the kids who were putting in the work day in, day out, hungry, trying to get out their situation. It ain't, somebody didn't even have to ask them that question. They just did it because they knew where they were going.
They probably don't even know what they were doing. They were just working on it.
Exactly.
So, like, I didn't know that, but I worked on it because, I was trying to make this work, and that's just what seems to work. Those would be, like, the best type of players.
Exactly.
So, yeah, we see that the NBA is, becoming a new game, and I'm really interested in how it's going to like translate with the younger players.
I'm more excited for next year when they implement the rule where you can't, do the flopping for the foul.
I cannot wait for that.
Because we need that. Because I'm tired of seeing cats just
like the James
pump
Harden
fake and just jumping in. So don't give me. I mean, it sounds smart to do to get free throws, yes, but like that's not bad. Like the other four people watching, like I'm not trying to watch you do that, bro. Like
jumping into people,
just pump fake and jumping to people and then just go to the free throw line. Like honestly, like it's not. It's
it
not
makes the
doing
game
nothing.
so much longer.
It does. That's not doing nothing for me. I will still, I don't like James Harden. I'll still shout out that free throw percentage though, because if you wasn't making all the free throws, I'll be even madder. But then what a dude does make your free throws when he's actually doing that, like
90%.
I can give kudos to that because a lot of other people that do it, I don't think they efficient for him like the free throw line like that guy is. But I'm definitely excited for that next year because I want everybody I want flopping to just stop in general. I mean, just play basketball, man. You don't got to go with the antics. I ain't got no movie deals out there. If y'all can get some, though, y'all can definitely get some. But ain't no movie deals out there, man.
Oh, you trying to be in Space Jam? So they're trying to
Space Jam 3.
Yeah. So I haven't seen the movie Space Jam yet. Cliff, have you seen it?
I've seen it. Okay. And again, to anybody else who has seen it and they're complaining, just understand this is literally for the next generation.
Message.
Nothing about that movie was traditional to the 90s, how they did it. Nothing. This was literally for the 2010 babies and the 2020 babies. This ain't for us. And I thought it was pretty good. The only critique I had is they did everything right visually, acting wise. They just could have used better writers. That's it.
I agree.
Some of the stuff was funny. Some of the stuff it was like, but that's it. Just better writers.
It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Me too.
Yeah, I mean,
I haven't got a chance to see it yet.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it tonight.
I mean, hence the name New Legacy because it's not for.
It's not the old. It's not.
You know what I mean?
The same Michael Jordan.
I definitely. You shouldn't even bring Michael Jordan's performance into it. It's like we can compare maybe on the court, but like in movies, it's not that big of a deal, man. It's for the kids, man. Like,
Absolutely.
This should just be fun, man. Even if no matter how you feel about it, I mean, it's LeBron. Be like off the court, you can't hate that dude. Like you might feel some way about how he played, but like off the court, come on, man, he don't do no wrong. Like,
when did LeBron get this role to like take over Space Jam? I feel like this was very premeditated. This was like 10 years ago
for a while.
He
Yeah.
planned
3 or 4 years.
While he was in Cleveland actually, because he knew he was gonna go to LA eventually. He's like, let me turn into Hollywood Bron. He started doing stuff all the time.
But actually,
Hollywood.
Actually, what happened, I read a little snippet or article that said that their first idea to have like a reboot of Space Jam wasn't actually basketball. They thought about reaching out to Tim Tebow and doing a football game.
Oh hell no!
Dead ass serious.
No disrespect to Tim Tebow.
Dead
That's
ass
just-
serious.
I
What
just
was it
don't
gonna
know
be
who thought
called,
of that. I
though?
never heard of that before.
I don't know what they were going to
Can't
call
call
it.
it Space Jam.
But
You know,
that
jamming
was-
football.
And also,
That
like
was
they
the
didn't
plot.
like him, so that's why I was confused
Right.
because they didn't like him. So I don't know why they would pitch a
That-
Space
that
Jam
was-
type
that was
movie
the
to
that
me.
kind
plot.
of made my head hurt a little
Yeah.
bit. I can't see
I
that.
think-
Yeah, my brain
I
is
think I
kinda like,
read the plot of Space
Like,
Jam, so I
huh?
think I know what you're talking about because their
Calculated
plot
error.
was supposed to be something. I think I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah,
I think
okay.
I have to watch the movie now. I might get more of what you're saying. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
But yeah, it was really weird.
No,
So-
just to go, just to stay on like sports. That's what we're talking about today,
But
basically.
hold
So,
on, one last thing. He wasn't trying to win an Oscar with this movie or Academy Award, so just be unbiased.
do you think he will?
No,
No.
Think he will anything?
no.
Visual
Yes,
effects.
yeah, I think he will.
If you do, congratulations though.
Do
Yeah, if
you
you
guys
do,
watch?
congratulations.
Well, you guys have HBO Max.
Yes.
I mean, I know some people.
So look up his barbershop show.
Oh,
that is
yeah,
the shop show. Is
Yeah,
really
or
good,
the
though.
shop or whatever. Yeah, it's that's. I think that's gonna win something because
Yeah,
that's
that'll win
very
something.
that's very raw. Like they
I
can say what
would
they
agree.
want.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I will give major respects to LeBron on the shop show because on there he acts like himself. He doesn't like feel the need to portray a too like high of a figure. Like
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
being himself. Maybe talking crazy. I'm like, oh man, this dude's crazy. But like he's being really authentic though. So I was respecting him for that. I thought
I've
that was
seen
pretty
Tom
dope
Brady's
to see him in that
episode.
light.
Yeah, I love that episode.
Tom
Oh,
Brady
man, I need to
just
watch that.
Let that
It's
shit
pretty
go.
dope.
no, it's really good. He has like in-depth conversations with like Jay-Z was on there one time.
Travis
talking.
Scott was on there
He's
once.
had Bad
Cudi.
Bunny on there. It's like
He had Drake
It's
on
always
there. I
a
think he had
mix.
Antonio
Did he have
Brown.
Obama on there?
He had
Yeah,
Drake
yeah,
on
yeah.
when all
I
that
think he
beef.
had Obama on there. Yeah.
He
I've
had
never
Drake
heard
on
of-
when all the beef with him and Kanye was going on. So
Really?
and Pusha T and all that too.
So all our listeners out there, if you want something to watch, The Shop is definitely a good, sit and observe that. Also, another show was I Am Athlete. It's like kind of like the same, just because it's like
Watch
on the
that.
NFL aspect, you got Chad Ochocinco and other like
That's on
individuals.
YouTube.
Yeah, just talking about
I
their
ain't hip
life.
to that
And,
one.
oh,
It's
it's
good.
It's real good.
They did Dale Earnhardt Jr. and it was like, do you consider yourself an athlete? He was like, athlete? No, but I am somewhere in the middle between normal and an athlete. Like, I forget the exact word he said,
Yeah.
but he was like, think about it. I'm in this car, in this confined space for, 4 hours, driving at speeds of 200 plus miles an hour.
In a circle.
I don't
With-
know who doesn't consider him an athlete, but I definitely consider that man an athlete.
Me too.
With the G forces going around those turns. I'm like, you got
Yeah.
endurance. I consider you an athlete.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
Probably
just
good
driving
astronauts too.
alone can tire a person out. So, like,
Right.
Man, I hate driving.
Yeah.
He was like, granted, am I in the most fit condition? Are some drivers in the
Yes.
most fit condition? He said, no.
You have
He
to
said,
be.
some drivers are fit, have that success, but some, might have a little beer gut or something. He was like, but it's more mental than anything. Because he was like, just think about it. One, mess up the steering wheel, you're into wall 150 plus miles an hour
RP to his dad.
going.
Right.
Yeah.
For
You know
real.
who else
I mean,
athletes
cars be
the-
crashing and rolling over, bursting into flames. Like, yeah, that's a sport to me. That's
Right.
serious.
The crew pit team, those are athletes. They be on it.
It's like, damn. I need
And under like 30 seconds, just fuel up.
Yeah, for that
fuel
alone, you're
up.
absolutely right. Because I
You
mean,
have to be
if
athlete
you
to
see
do
them
that.
cars pull in, and I mean, for me,
They
taking
coming
off
in hot, too.
Yeah,
They
taking
don't
off
come
a
in
tire
slow.
for me take a little bit. They be like, the next thing you know, go get out of here. I'm like, damn.
You got a full tank of gas and 4 new tires in under a minute.
They
You're welcome.
barely finished this little drink. I'm like, oh, you got? Oh man, hold on. All right, cool. Let's go.
shit, I'm done.
Y'all guys are good.
No, I guess it's just like interesting that when people say like you're an athlete, like you do something professionally, I guess you can consider yourself an athlete, like a golf player. Is that an athletic like
Yes.
ability?
Yes.
Yes, golf
Yes.
is very athletic. You know the upper body strength you got
Can
to
you
have
beat
for
me in
golf.
golf?
You're ooh.
Right.
Whoa.
Legs.
I mean, we can do a
hips.
challenge, you know what I mean? We can-
I don't think you could beat me in golf.
I think I can definitely
real.
beat you in golf.
Do you got clubs?
No, I can go
Everything
get
Okay.
some.
sounds for a challenge.
He said,
Let's
"I
go.
go get some."
All right.
We can start
Pull
doing that,
up.
playing
That's
some
what I'm
golf
saying.
like
Cherry
gentlemen.
Ridge next weekend.
Yep.
It's only 9-hole course. I go take it easy.
So after we just said golf was a physical sport, my guy, what's up, man? Jake, what you gonna do, man?
I'm about to beat him.
He
in
sounds
golf.
like he's hustling them right now.
I mean, I'm not gonna back down from a challenge. I
Okay.
mean, athlete to athlete, I play everything. So
Okay.
spike ball. Eventually, we gotta play that together.
I want to.
Volleyball. It don't matter. Put me on the
Not
course.
the best I've ever.
Give me some time to adjust. That's fine.
Back
Sounds
to golf.
Shout out to all the volleyball
Why do I
players
picture
out
you
there.
doing a Charles Barkley swing though?
Wow.
I do not have a Charles Barkley. Don't try to play me,
What is that?
You ever seen Charles
Oh,
Barkley
man.
swing?
Look that up.
bro.
Please.
He's got a hitch in it.
It's bad.
No, that's great.
It's like he like goes and like buckles his knees and like continues. It's terrible.
I just see you doing that.
No.
So can I take a second to shout out Liz Cambridge that plays in the WNBA?
Yes, you can.
Since we talking about sports, she's a beautiful woman, bro. I just wanted to shout her out.
WNBA.
Yeah, she's like
We always shout out to WNBA here.
Yeah, shout out
Amazon.
We got love for them.
gorgeous.
Yeah. No, it's just like I said, like we gotta appreciate athletes and what they do for us individually and just for people who are inspired to do something better. You know what I mean? So like, even I feel like some NBA players and players in general get blackballed. So like, cause CP, he could have had a ring a while back when Kobe was still in the league. Cause they blocked that like instantly. Like, no, you can't do
7
that.
of them things.
Know what I mean? So
nope.
Yeah, that veto was probably like the worst decision like ever in NBA history because it was. I mean, it's probably like a lot of back pieces that maybe we don't understand, but especially now when you see the NBA teams now, it definitely wasn't fair what they did to Chris Paul and Kobe because we know that.
Well, wasn't it David Stern?
Yes, it was David Stern.
And he was the commissioner when Jordan was in the league?
Yes, he was the commissioner for a long time.
So, I'm just saying, man. David Stern, I heard David Stern absolutely loved Michael Jordan, and
So he
he
didn't want
thought
nobody
the
to be
world
better
of
than
him.
I mean, you could say that, but Michael Jordan was fighting his own GM to get 6 rings, though.
I agree with that.
That's true.
I feel like, David Stern might have helped him here and there, but Michael Jordan was fighting the dude that ran his basketball offer, and he was clowning him every day, telling him, like, you short guy, blah, blah. So I think that situation was a tiny bit different. But what they did to CP3 and the Lakers wasn't cool. I mean, my dude was on the plane, and they said, you can't go to that L.A., you got to go to the other L.A.
And
if
that's
you want to
wrong.
play basketball. That's not cool. Because we think y'all might be too good, and you're going to cause, a rift in our league like that.
But then you got LeBron. Wade
Now
and
we have
Bosh.
all these rifts in these leagues now, and now we go back and look on it. It was like, what was so wrong with Chris Paul playing with Kobe Bryant? Because it did on top of just Chris Paul, Kobe, and like Powell, who was a great player and Hall of Famer, but like Powell was like in his younger years, he was just still doing him. It wasn't like he was like
They had Trevor
Anthony
Ariza
Davis
too,
or
ain't
nothing.
it?
And Trevor Ariza was a great role player. Trevor Ariza
Exactly.
wasn't like nothing you'll be super scared of. He hit some threes, played some defense, but he wasn't like
It was
no
a solid
superstar. It wasn't
Yeah,
no
exactly.
big three.
So I'll hit you with this though.
They
How
robbed us of
about
the
how
LA
about this?
Miami Finals.
How about this? What if David Stern let that go, let this trade go, Chris Paul, and then the summer of 2011, when LeBron and Bosh want to go to Miami, he vetoes that.
He vetoes that.
What happens on that way? So they're like, okay, we let this happen, but we're not going to let this happen now because LeBron's the greatest player, and I just would like to see the different
Honestly,
dynamic.
Interesting for me.
Yeah.
Only interesting for me because one reason why I would have felt like he would have vetoed that instead of this, even though the trade, it was a Chris Paul, it was a trade. I can see him kind of vetoing the trade. It's different when like players go to sign.
Yeah, free agency.
So my problem with that is I always tell everybody, the All-Star weekend that year, they had a summit that LeBron said him, Wade, and Bosh met up to decide, like, if they don't work out, where can they link up at? And now they all linked up. Now, if he vetoes that, I can respect that because they said that. You know, they got together and discussed it. And also, on top of that, I tell people, if I'm not mistaken, LeBron was maybe leading the East at that point in time. So, discussing exit moves while you can potentially,
You're
focus
16,
on
17,
winning.
yeah.
I don't see the point in that. I don't see why you would do that. So if he was to veto that, I can understand that because it seems like there's something y'all like cooked up behind the scenes.
Premeditated.
It wasn't just something that just happened. Y'all all got together and decided this as a unit, and that does cause a rift when people are getting behind the scenes. When you're on a winning team and not focused on winning, it's like, well, I just want to play with such and such.
Right.
So yes,
The trade's a little different because the trade is the management saying we want to trade for your
we
player.
want to do this.
Yes.
Yeah, like we were okay with this. We just
Right.
need you to okay it. But so that's my opinion on that.
And even with like the media, like now they're trying to manipulate a situation. Like, oh, Damian Lillard doesn't want to be
Oh my God, I
in
hate
Portland. I'm like, how do you know what he wants to do? Like, he didn't
even
say
came
anything.
out. He came out and said that that's not true.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
he said, I don't know what I want to do.
He said he wants urgency. That's about it.
Yeah,
But
he
doesn't
said that's all
wanna
he
leave.
wants. He's like, I just want them to, act with some urgency as far as like recruiting and stuff like that. But he wasn't saying he wanted to trade or anything.
Cause he said he would stay in Portland.
Right.
Like that's where he wants to be. But then again, the players don't really have that.
The media be
They're-
trying to.
I guess now the players are starting to get like a say so on where they want to be, and because James Harden did a whole like, I'm just gonna gain all this. I'm put on 20 pounds, but I'm just gonna stop doing everything. But then once you start listening to what I'm saying,
he threw a tantrum.
then I can leave. Right. So
Because he came out and dropped buckets.
That was a crazy sequence for me because he was looking fatter, but then you put him in a Brooklyn Nets uniform. I'm like, man, that dude lost weight. Like, what's
Right.
going on? Like,
But is that good though? I mean, because yes, I like how you said it, giving athletes power. But is that a good example to play for maybe a kid watching you?
No.
I mean, you should know your worth, but then again, the NBA is a business.
Yes, you should know
exactly. They're going to script and have certain things that you're supposed to do.
But in a way, he threw a big kid tantrum. Is that right to act though? No.
Not only, it's not just a tantrum, it's how that affects the team.
Right.
He was saying, like, Houston can't do anything for me. And I mean, not mentioning Houston wasn't the greatest, but they were trying to put some pieces together.
Right.
They put some beat pieces up together.
They
did.
They put up some beat
Russell
pieces, though.
Westbrook.
Not even Chris Paul. I think at that time was it, I think that's when they got Ja Wall. They got DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh, yeah, they were trying.
And they got some other pieces, and they got Victor Oladipo. Granted, between Victor, John, and I think, Cousins, they was all hurt, but I mean, they was like top tier. If they can, if it was something that could have worked out there, it could have been potentially.
Definitely. They had Clint Capella at one time.
Yeah, but like, that was the thing. They made no push. Like, I mean, Harden made no push. He wasn't trying. He was like, I can't wait with these dudes, man. Never mind.
Right,
Then
he was already
Brooklyn,
looking for
they
an
lose.
out.
He
was already looking for an out.
I can't blame the whole Brooklyn loss on him. So
Right, I get it.
I don't want to do that.
So it's just the players are starting to have a say so, and I think that's like
That goes
It's
into
good and bad.
mentality, though.
It's good. It's good and bad.
If the player would have a say out, his mentality has to be right. Like, I don't think Harden mentality he was right for. He was trying to get to where he go, yes, but in the process, he was like putting other people down to do it. That's not how you want to do it.
That's not how you do it. No.
It's different ways to go about it, not just be like, well, I'm about to just play terrible, act fat, and then get traded.
That's crazy.
Down talk all my teammates like that's.
Or if I'm Blake Griffin, I'm not just be like, oh, I just can't dunk no more. This hurts. And y'all should probably just, release me because I don't know if I can do it. And then immediately goes to Brooklyn and it's like, oh, you dunk on people now, threes, defense, effort. But I'm like, dude.
I knew that was happening. I read his body language. I was like, you don't want to be in Detroit.
Like, I seen when he dunked on Giannis in the playoffs. I'm like,
I was like, you ain't dunked in how many games? You got to Brooklyn, all of a sudden it's dunks in Lob City's back.
Right.
I'm like, oh, wow.
Mental health
him
is
and
real.
Jordan. They linking back up.
Mental health is real. But I would say it's also another side to it because some, like how you were saying, how the players do got they right and they try to exercise their right. A lot of the owners don't be in the right either, though.
True.
NBA owners definitely, they always don't see the bigger picture for those guys as well. And a lot of them don't work with them as well. You'll see some owners just be like, I'm the owner. I do this, you do this. There is a level because, y'all paying them millions of dollars. I get it. That's cool, But some people, when they say I'm paying you this, just listen to me instead of seeing what they could learn from their investments. Some aren't learning from their investments. I don't like that. So I do like the players having their freedom to express what they want to do, exercise their contracts the correct way, get paid. I feel that, but then it's a lot of other factors that go into it as well.
Definitely.
Yeah, I guess so. We can do I kind of want to start going into we should help people with their assertiveness in the workplace because that's what the players are starting to do now. Like, I know I've been here for this long. I'm an expert in this field. So after a while, I'm going to start telling you, this is what requires me to be here. I feel like a lot of people aren't that assertive, Gabe,
Yep, I did that at my job.
Nephew.
Been working there 5 years, and I told him straight up, I'm only working Monday through Thursday. That's it.
So the newer people come in, you got to go through those trenches to get to that status, but, that's how it is.
Yep.
So,
Y'all want to take a side topic on a branch off since you said that? The whole thing that's happening with the workforce around the world. You go places and people will tell you hey, we're understaffed, and I think that's major for the young generation to know how to navigate through what Oscar said, knowing your worth, because for years as we've seen minimum wage can't help you. Minimum wage won't have you living a comfortable lifestyle anywhere, no matter what job. And people are saying oh, we have nobody to work at these jobs. But I'm like, these jobs aren't paying you what you're worth, and they're not paying you a substantial living wage. Of course you have nobody to work there. Jacob, go ahead because you're on fire.
Just because I read something this week that builds off what you just said. In order to afford a one-bedroom apartment in the U.S. and making minimum wage, you have to work 97 hours.
And that's wild to me.
A week?
A week.
Damn.
Yes.
Every single week?
Yes.
On a check.
And we're
97 hours on a check.
We're not even talking about
so every 2 weeks.
Two full-time jobs making minimum wage.
And we're not even talking about the things after your rent, as far as your groceries, food,
Wi-Fi,
Wi-Fi, and as far as just other living expenses, we just talking about having a place to lay your head.
Right.
I'm like, who has 97 hours to do that?
Right.
nobody. And I feel like like even like veterans that go serve in the service and they come home, they should have like a stipend. So they could like, you serve for us, you get this amount rest of the year. Here's a house for you to live in, food, you're good. But
they do have VA loans and stuff like that.
They have a lot of stuff for the VA. I don't know if a lot of people don't go out and get the resources or they don't know about them. But because my dad's in the military, he was telling me all type of stuff, saying like it's a program to where they can go if they see like they have like any like health or mental issues. They'll put them in like a house for like 6 months, paid for, while they try to get a job. It's a lot of stuff like that. But a lot of stuff is if you know, you know, and a lot of people don't know. Yeah. But I definitely do agree with you. They should have like, you know, programs in place for people like that. Like, hey, man, we should take care of you, especially if you serve.
Public education classes about resources that are available in your city that fit what criteria you are looking for.
Mm-hmm. Respect.
A hub.
No, so just to go back, I'm saying like I think us going through a whole pandemic and to where we are now, I think the world just need mental health counseling or some type of like therapy because like we weren't supposed to endure that space at all.
We need to upgrade a lot of things, just from financially, from mentally. We need to change how we look at things because
man, that costs money though.
We're functioning off of a structure that's been broken since ever, but never been updated, never been a full overhaul. Yeah, that costs money, but guess what? You have 2 billionaires that just fucking race to space on their own.
They about to get
okay, but they're not obligated to give back to us,
right.
and that's what's fucked up.
But sometimes it's like, well, why don't you tax them a little bit more? Because it's like, how?
Because it's just bigger than them 2 people. That's just going to affect them 2 people.
It's going to affect everybody as a whole.
The people that don't want to get those taxes are the same people that make the same amount of them.
I agree.
We just don't know about it.
Because it shouldn't be all on the billionaires, you know, like help them. Should we tax them? Yes. But then there's people that give them, you know, these laws to get out of taxes, like i.e. Donald Trump. Like, there's certain things that rich people have that can avoid them paying, like, you know, major taxes. Like, even though it's not Bezos' responsibility to do anything for us, he made his money, you know, through his own work. We're not saying that, but then he pays like 0 federal taxes after he makes all this money, and then the IRS coming at me like I got enough money to help the world and shit. Right. True. Yeah. They could have gave my man a little percentage of a flick of what I'm making, and he could have, you know, helped whatever y'all talking about, but y'all want to press me. Like, what I'm going to do for y'all? And I don't even like y'all all the time. So shit.
Now, Jacob, you had an incident with the IRS sending you some stuff.
How?
Oh, you got that PPP.
Nah. Hell no. Nah. But it's
let
like,
me get a loan, actually.
Nah.
All right.
But it's like, I sent my payment. How are you not going to receive my payment? Then send me a bill saying I got late fees and stuff like that, so I now owe, you know, a grand more than what I thought I. What the hell? No, you should have less money on this sending me so I can set my shit up online, because that's what I was told.
Like, I think that goes back to what you're saying. It's like people don't update, especially like the older people that like run the world. They want to like kind of run it how they've been running it like their whole lives, but like. It's 2021. There's so many things that have changed due to the pandemic that were already changing previously. Like, we can't run things back like how in the 90s. Everything should be updated. Like, we probably got to do more stuff like online. Right. But then they'll be like, well, we don't know how to do that. Well, like, maybe you can hire people to figure it out because there's a lot of people out here that do know how to do it. So, like.
And they will take the money and live a good life doing your work.
For you. Yeah, they'll help you out quite a bit.
I mean, that's kind of what you do to like get to that space of wealth. It's like, I know something, it has value, and then I'm going to build it up, and then I'm bring people on. I know what they're doing that's probably smarter than me, have them run it, and then I'm going to keep growing in that space. And that's like business 101, basically. Like, you want to build a brand, like Apple is a multi-billion-dollar brand. There's so many like multi-billion-dollar brands that like can reach that space, but it's just the investment, the resources to really pour into it. So,
and to anybody taking that advice, lease yourself as a partner or a consultant. Don't be an employee for that person.
Great advice.
No, that's just like, you got to change the mentality from working to employee. We're all CEOs in some aspect of our life, you know what I mean? But people don't really know how to use their power to like elevate the space they want to get to. And it's like, okay, well, invest a little bit in your time, take some time off, read, meditate, whatever you got to do. Just be healthy. Try to update yourself. Like iOS update, the world needs to update.
Yeah, bad. That's how it has to
we
go.
On Windows 8, we need Windows 20.
Yeah. Clifton, you want to give us a gem or any questions for you, Anton? You want to ask us?
I was gonna say, are we gonna do a wellness check or anything like that, like we normally do?
Oh yeah, let's do a wellness check. All right. So we've been doing this every episode, so kind of just go around and ask guys 1 through 10 how you feeling emotionally, physically, spiritually, whatever. So, Jacob, you want to start us off? 1 through 10.
I'm at 7 or 8. I smoked my first brisket yesterday. Felt very accomplished. Took 13 hours.
It's a long ass time.
That shit was trash.
Dry.
But yeah, so that and that's all. I'm excited about that. Everything else in life is going good. Can't really complain about shit. So yeah,
That's good, John.
Right now I'm feeling just overall like a 7, about a 7. Just in school right now, so I'm trying to figure that shit out and get it over with, so I can.
Okay, so
finally.
the school situation, I was kind of explaining to Anton a little bit about what you're going to school. So explain, like, you're getting this, but like, what do you get from it? Just like
right now,
I passed, that was it.
Yeah, right now it's literally gonna be a piece of paper. It's an investment for my future, so I don't have to do any more schooling. I hope not in the future. But this is a public administration degree. So then when I'm ready to do anything further with my job or, within the city or wherever, I'll have a piece of paper that says, I know a little bit more than I did, and I could be worth more, in the open market later. So it gives me no benefit right now at all. So I'm like, it's so hard to like pump myself to do anything. It's like,
It's an investment,
it's
man.
an investment. I got to like think long, and I'm like, it's getting kind of tough, but,
No, I can respect that. The only other thing I'll say is make sure while you're getting the investment is to, you know this, of course, but the network of people you're getting your investment with, stay with them because that's what will take you farther. Just that. I only say this as me, like I have my accounting degree. I haven't had too many like accounting jobs, but I would be the first to say I didn't really apply or go after like a lot of internships like I should be. Like that was in the financial field. I was trying to just do anything, like I said, to have more value with this paper. So I have this degree, so it's valuable. But, the world is about knowing people. I learned that for sure, even if you do go to college. Not saying it doesn't matter, but the people you go with, you can go with them. You build that rapport with them. I was like, hey, man, remember me from here? And the next thing you know, you can get a job opportunity.
Absolutely.
So because what I've seen, like in people's workforces, they have this paper that makes them valuable and they're stupid. You have this paper, you're valuable, but like I see you do your job and I think you're kind of an idiot. Like
definitely.
You're not an $80,000.
respectfully.
But
No, disrespectfully.
with all respect. With all
this
disrespect.
fucking trash.
And I
this
say
shit,
disrespectfully because growing up, I've seen people that like I feel can like, man, they can do this job. Like it's an $80,000 job, man. Even if dude from the hood, like man, I know he can do it because he has at least a sense of pride of like his work. He has work that he like at least want to be better. Maybe you just put in a bad situation. Then I see somebody put in a great situation and they're blowing it, not caring, not trying because they feel like this should be given to them because it was. And I'm like, no, disrespectful, you don't deserve that. So sometimes it isn't all about the paper for me. It's about what you do with it.
Definitely. No, I'm in classes with like people that work like they're like department heads with the government and shit. I'm like, bro, I got like these people are definitely I need to be taking advantage of that because I'm just a little rinky dink, this and they're like, I'm like it's wild, but yeah. So just got to get through that. That's all.
All right, Gabe, for you.
I'm good. I'm feeling a lot of nostalgia lately. I'm house sitting in my grandparents' house, so the infamous dungeon. I go down there and it doesn't look like anything that we grew up into, dude. Man, it's just so funny to see. And the whole house changed, like from the kitchen, how they remodeled to just the other bedroom being not there anymore, and then like Lola's bedroom in the other room. It's just like crazy. It's kind of like we're grown as fuck.
Yeah,
man.
like how time is moving and
it's just like slowly, just like through the years, how much like I see the hole we put through the wall. It's like it's just funny as fuck. It's just like just a lot of nostalgia. And then like, man, I feel old in Grandpa's house because they got so many things that turned on. Just the damn TV. I gotta turn on the TV, turn on the speaker bar, and then turn on
The cable box.
The cable box, yeah. It's like 3 different things. And I'm like, bro, what
Somebody
the
need to go
hell?
over there and update their
I'm
whole
sorry,
house.
Gabe.
I'm trying to.
Gay, did you just said you felt old?
Yeah, bro. What'd you say when you see me pull up?
I said the same. I was like, oh man, this dude got facial hair now. It's only funny because I've been down right here. The second person I've seen from like growing up when like y'all was like just getting into high school before I left, and now I come back, I'm like, oh, you got facial, you got bills now, huh?
Hey,
You got that stress facial hair. Too. Oh man,
Yep.
that's crazy.
Got to switch over to my own insurance this week too.
Oh shit!
Oh,
About to start going through the roof, man. Went from 380 with the car and like another $100 with that. So I'm gonna pay like $150 now with my new insurance. So it's like $520. But that's not that bad. I got a 520 car in my opinion.
Welcome to adulthood.
Yeah,
Right.
More people want money from you every day. Like, hey man, how much you got?
Just got on my 40.
It's like
Start
that.
shaking
I,
your
was like,
pockets.
I got a 20 and a 1. What you want?
I don't got it today. See me next week, bro.
No, yeah, that's a big reason why I picked up another job, though, man. Just to stay out of trouble and just keep a fluid amount of money consistently coming in.
Respect.
Clifton, for you?
For me, I'm at an 8. Like, everything is, like, going fine in my life. But yesterday, when I was cashing out from grocery shopping, there was a family in front of me. There was a young lady. She had her 2 kids with her. She had a baby, a young daughter, and she was just getting some pork chops, strawberries, bananas, and some greens. It looked like she was trying to cook for the night. And I ain't gonna lie, her boyfriend looked like a straight fiend, came in and pretty much told her like she wasn't allowed to spend no money on the card and that they had to go right now. I don't know if like, you know, he was trying to get his shit, he couldn't miss his window or whatever, but I didn't like seeing that. So I chased them out the store and I said, hey, I was like, I'll buy your stuff. I was like, come back in. I was like, you know, you only got a couple things. I was like, I'll buy it for you. And he was like, you know, he cussed her out pretty much and said they had to go right now. And you know, I could have made a scene out of it and did, you know, some extra shit, but I'm like, 1, I ain't putting on my cape. I got my family in there. And 2, you know, if she allows that in her life, like me defending her in that moment ain't going to change the result of what she going to keep going through. So
Yeah,
that felt kind
might
of
make it worse too, man.
exactly. So I felt kind of poopy seeing that. I didn't like seeing that. I wish I could have did more, but I knew I couldn't do more. And so it is what it is. So that's kind of like why I'm at 8. So because it's eating at me a little bit, but I mean, I'll let it go in the next couple of days, do a workout or something and be cool. But otherwise, I'm top to bottom of 10.
Oh, that's awesome.
Respect.
Anton, for you?
Definitely 7. Some things I've been trying to put into the works that's taking time. A lot of it's taking time due to like, not being on the ball, but I'm going through some, you know, I got to do better time management. It's always been that for me. So trying to make sure I do things efficiently, time-wise.
Preach.
Puts me at a 7. Yeah, this is wild. Especially I got a lot of stuff going on with my job. Not really like a lot, but we short staffed as well. Me working at the bank, so we've been balls to the wall on that. But my team is great, so shout out to my squad. Love them. Besides that, I'm just trying to do what I can. Coming to Lorraine this weekend has been cool. Got to see a lot of my homies. It was my sister's birthday yesterday. Shout out my sister Dee.
Happy birthday.
Hey.
That's your sister?
Well, you know, that's like my homie.
Oh, okay. I was like, sister. Gotcha.
All love, you know, it's been love since high school. Also, she had a brunch that I got to shout her out because this food was incredible. For my Instagram people, the name is Chef Ty, SHEFTIY. Chef Ty did her brunch, and it's on my Instagram. It's on my Facebook. She cooked one of the most amazing brunches I ever had.
I seen it. Looked amazing.
It was fun. I walked in there. I was like, yes. They thought I was mad that the dog was coming downstairs. Like, oh no, the dog don't bite. I was like, girl, I don't care about that dog. That don't scare me. You smell that food? Oh man, turn up.
We passed that.
Yeah, we passed that. So shout out that. That's been pretty cool. Hanging out with my groomsmen from my guy Ash, and I'm here with my dudes at the IOU, man.
Yeah.
So we heard.
No, yeah, we good, man. Yeah. So for me, I guess I'm at like a 9. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. Everything's like falling into place now that I paid for everything else for the wedding. That was like majority of my stress. But like now I get to just enjoy, you know, just being here and getting ready for that next step, basically. So I'm cool.
So can I tell you a funny story? So while me and Trap talking about, you know, the speech for the wedding yesterday at the brunch, and he was like, yeah, man, you can't be out there giving no long speech, man. You got to make it short, simple, and sweet. And I'm like, so as the best man, I'm about to give a short, simple, and sweet speech, bro.
You take your time. You're not speaking though, Jacob. Don't say shit.
Wow. Like, don't get me wrong. I ain't going to do nothing like long and crazy, but I got to at least like dish you like 3 times. I got to uplift you twice. I got to make a few jokes.
That's the requirement. You supposed to though. That's how it goes. Like
I got to tell Sel, you know, don't call me. No, I'm playing JK. But you know, I got to do something a little crazy in there. But it was just funny. We were just talking about that for a second, man.
no, it's about to be one of the best moments of my life for sure.
It's about to be fun as fuck.
Yeah,
So what is this? What is in here then?
that is the invitation. Make sure you RSVP for that. You know?
Okay.
Everybody
like,
keep
in
asking about
person or like I gotta do
No,
it.
when you open it up, it's gonna take you to like where you're supposed to RSVP.
Because we in the future. We updated here.
Yeah,
I'm
you
just,
go.
I'm just making sure. You know, I don't got Facebook, so I had to make that. No.
That's why I'm like, I wait till you come here, hand it to you personally, so you know, like,
Boom.
just get ready.
Heard that.
But
Did you find a yacht yet?
that is my next step. I made a post to see if I can find one, but I got a couple options in mind. Yeah. Like I said, we're gonna do this, bro.
Nice.
I'm coming in on a boat.
Yeah,
Something.
You got to, son.
We can just
Yeah, if we got to pitch in, we got to pitch in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Clifton, you want to give us the gym real quick?
Oh, I thought you was gonna do your wellness check, but
He did.
He said he's good. And
He
9.
good.
Oh man, see, I'm tripping, man.
I told you when you put up.
All right, never treat anything you do as a stepping stone. Do it fully and follow it completely, and that's by Mira Nair.
preach.
Nice.
I like that.
This has been a lovely episode. It's on us. Anton again. Thank you for being a guest on the show.
Appreciate it.
Shout out.
Until next week, guys. Stay tuned.
We out.
Love you, Mom.
Thank you for listening to IOU Podcast, where you can reach us on Spotify, Apple, Podbean, YouTube, and our Gmail is IOU Podcast 440. And this has been a great episode with my boys, and stay tuned for next week, and God bless.